I have a trade that's setting up right here on gold. That's why I showed the chart. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, February 7th, 2013. Let's go with the results from the live trading room this morning. We didn't take any trades on the ES. All we traded this morning was gold and crude oil. We ended up plus on crude and minus on gold. We ended up down on gold pretty big at one point. We closed down 16 ticks on gold, and we were up about 8 ticks on crude. So we were down on the day for 8 ticks. That was the live trading room this morning. What we have going on right now, I've actually traded, since the close of the live trading room, I've traded some more, and I've gotten myself back into a profitable position on the day. There's a trade right here. I'm just waiting for the down close of the current bar, and I'll take a short right here on the gold. But you can see right now we're back to plus 9 ticks on gold. I took a bunch of trades right in here, but for the record, in the live trading room, in the first 2 hours, we ended up down. All right, we didn't get our 2 points in the first 2 hours, which is really unusual, because usually if we end up down on the first 2 hours, we'll at least have gotten to plus 2 points at some point. But this morning it started off rough on me to begin with. I started off with a losing trade on crude oil, then 2 losing trades on gold, and we made back the crude, and now we've made back the gold as well. But hang on, I got to adjust my trend line here. The moral of the story, I guess, is not every day is going to be an up day in the first 2 hours. I think this is the first down day in the first 2 hours since December 10th. December 10th was our last down day in the first 2 hours. Anyway, let's get on to the trades. All right, I'm still looking for a down close below this trend line. If I get it down, well, actually, we're running out of space for it to run right here. So we're not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna take that trade anyway. Okay, we'll just forget about that trade. All right, let's start out with the crude oil. Okay, here's the crude, and there's a couple of trades we took. We took some profit. Let's start out here. Okay. This was our first trade on the crude right here. And this was our first trade on the crude. Sorry, Charles. I don't mean I don't mean to sound like it. This is our first trade on the crude. We lost the first trade. Okay. We missed this trade right here. The second trade, we took this one, and then we took some profit on that, and we took some profit on that, and we missed that one and that one. And that one gave us 5 or 6 ticks. I think we ended up taking 1 tick profit on that. I might have gotten break even. I think this is one we took 1 tick profit on. We got break even on the other one. And that was pretty much it on the crude oil. I think there was another one in here, right in here. Right in here on the down close in there. This little tiny thing right here. I think I had taken like 3 ticks profit on that. And we were talking about that and how it had just a little tiny bit of divergence. One of the guys in the room had asked, how much divergence do you need? I think it was Eddie had asked, how much divergence do you need? Do you need 50% or 50 points over here on the side? And I said, no, you don't need that much. Though I'd prefer to have that much, you don't need that much. It is what it is. That was what we did on crude. Oops, hang on, close. That was what we did on crude. What we have, let's see. What we have right here is possibly more trades coming up here. Okay, possibly more trades coming up right here. We had some divergence. It tested the BBC with a down close. Sorry, I'm switching into trade mode. Man, did I get rusty? I've only been out for a couple of days. Right there on the down close, I'm switching into trade mode. That's where you would have taken a short right in there. Okay, crude oil, all done. Moving over here to the Russell, there was an opportunity in here on the Russell this morning. I think that was pretty much it, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I had drawn in these trend lines, but it was going back and forth across the BBC, and there was no divergence in there. Right in here when it started to move down, there was an opportunity right in here on the Russell. I think 904.4 is what I had said in the live trading room. Somebody in there grabbed a bunch out of the Russell. 15 ticks, right, Charles? Didn't you get 15 ticks out of that? on this move down. And I know Jason had grabbed 41 ticks profit on the crude oil this morning. That's right. That's what I thought it was you, Charles. All right. So here we have. Well, we don't have anything going on right now, really. We don't have any divergence down here to show anything. But let me just go over the actual setup, okay? I have two pictures here. And here we go. This is the kind of thing that this is, all right? When you have to draw the trend line's come into play on two occasions. Number one, below shows the price not hitting the BBC and continuing below the trend line. That's what happened right there. With a blue cycle, you see the cycle is blue. It doesn't have to be blue. If it's red, that's okay. But if it happens to be blue, then you need to use the trend line, okay? The close down below the trend line. It's exactly what we're looking at over here, okay, in the picture. And that's it right there. That's all there is to it. That was the Russell. Now, we'll come over here and look at gold, because gold, well, right in here it shows the same thing right here. You see, you pulled away from the BBC. It pulled back up. In this case, it didn't hit the BBC. You had just a little bit of divergence down here, but I was looking to get back to positive. And so we had all the pieces. We had the divergence. We had the down close below the trend line. We were trading below the BBC. So everything was there to take the trade, and I did there, and I did it again over here. We were running out of space over here between the green line and the cycle. That's why this one right here, as I opened up, I was showing you guys this one right here, but we ran out of space between the green line and the cycle. That's why I wasn't interested in taking a trade over here anymore. On the gold, we started out with losing trades. There's one of them. Let's keep going. Oh, geez, the chart. All right, the chart's getting all messed up like that because the range was so high in there. I can't even show you my first. Well, suffice it to say, I had two losing trades before you get over there. Okay. Yes, John, we are counting that. Just starting last week, though, we started counting that for everyone's information. All right, and I'll go over that in a minute. Okay, today we didn't get it. We didn't get the 2 points today in the live trading room. But suffice it to say, I had two losing trades before all this over here. There were two losing trades. There we go. Maybe it'll come in and we can see them. But I had two losing trades in there. And I was trying to get in. I was trying to get into all this right here. The reason why it's doing that, guys, is because I have drawing objects all over, and I don't want to get rid of my drawing objects. Otherwise, you guys won't be able to see all my arrows and stuff. Particularly the partners won't be able to see them in the partners meeting tonight. But the way that it worked out, I ended up taking 3 losing trades in a row, and the market was really running in here, right in here. The market was really running, and I tried to get filled, but I didn't get filled on a couple of trades. And if I had gotten filled on either one of those, it had just run right off my DOM and made me profitable at that point. But I didn't, and so it is what it is. Okay. We tried to get filled in here, I believe, and no, actually I didn't try to get filled in there. But there was a trading opportunity in there, and we missed it for whatever reason. I did short over here, and I lost on that one. I shorted over here, and I won on that one. That's what put us back to minus 16, because up until this point right here we're minus 24 ticks, and we got to minus 16 right there. I missed this trade. That again would have put us at break even. I took this one. It gave 5 or 6 ticks. Came back and got me at break even. I took this one. It gave 5 ticks. Came back and got me at break even. And that was the end of the morning session. All right. After the morning session ended, all these little trades that I was taking over here, and I was waiting for them to run, they finally started working over here. Where I take the trade and then I put my stop at break even and let it run. And it started working over here. I put my stop at break even and let it go. Put my stop at break even and let it go. Put my stop at break even and let it go. So it took some time to get positive on the gold, but we did end up getting positive on it. All right. The soybeans, I'll go to the soybeans next because there was some trade opportunity in the soybeans that I was interested in, but I didn't get filled on. Right in here, we were trying to short 14.89 even on this down close. I had told everyone about it when it was happening. When this bar was building, I had told everyone about it, but I didn't put my order on until it was too late, and then it had already started to move. So I ended up missing that trade as well. This trade right here, it went from 14.89 down to 14.84 and a half for a, what's that, 4.5 cents, 4.5 cents at $50 a cent. That would have put us green too if we would have ridden it. If we would have ridden it the whole way down, but we probably wouldn't have. We probably would have taken a couple of cents profit on it. It did turn around over here, but we didn't have any divergence to support the long side of it. There was a trend line to be drawn there. Then we got that wick up above it, so you would have to move the trend line over. And then you would have been looking at the up close right here, okay, for a possible entry. That is the soybeans this morning. Now that last stuff happened during the break. I didn't take any trades on the NQ this morning. I didn't look at the NQ all that much either. For those of you guys who like to trade the NQ, there was some great opportunities this morning on the NQ. You can see I drew in some trend lines on there and some of the little ellipses, but I didn't. I was more focused on the gold and the crude oil. That's where the money was in the morning. Okay. Right here at the open, there was a down close. You could have taken that for about 4 or 5 ticks. Probably would have gotten a break even, or I would have gotten a break even on it. Over here, now this, if you look at the picture, I'll show you the other picture here. We're going to look at the short side of this picture, okay? Over here, where the MA1 crosses below the BBC, and you have the space in here. Then it pulls back up, tests the BBC, and moves down with bearish divergence. That's exactly what we had over here, okay? Step 1 was the cross. Step 2 was the space. Step 3 was the test of the BBC with a down close. And Step 4 was bearish divergence. All right? That's exactly what we had in there. Now, I'll answer your question in a minute, Alan. Okay. Right here, it started to look like a long trade, but by the time we closed up above there, the black line was right inside the green. It worked out okay, but not great. It probably would have given me a break even. But the black line was right inside the green right there, and you don't want to trade when it's like that. Just FYI, for all the partners that are in here right now who didn't make it into the partners meeting earlier, I'm going to go over some pretty cool stuff with regard to the black line tonight in the partners meeting. So if you're in here on the free trial, you guys ought to try to get into that partners meeting tonight. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're in here on the free trial, you ought to become a partner so you can get into that partners meeting tonight. If you're a partner, obviously, we'll try to get you into that partners meeting. You should be getting an email about 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 or 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Now over here, let me just go back to the NQ. And he's just a few days away, and I feel like I'm rusty. Rusty doing the recaps. I keep flipping back into trade mode. Right here on the NQ, you're looking for a down close below that because you have the bearish divergence. It didn't pull back and hit the BBC. It's the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again, guys. Just a different market. Okay? It's the same stuff. You just draw on your trend lines. As soon as you have 2 bars, you can draw the trend line. And then if it goes all the way back and hits the BBC and you still have, if you still had a red cycle here, then you take a down close trade. Okay? Like over here. As soon as you have 2 bars, you can draw the trend line. Like this right here. Okay? From the top of the bar down the top of the next bar. But if it hits the BBC and it closes up and you have divergence after crossing there, then you can take the long trade. Okay, over here the same thing. As soon as you have 2 bars, you can draw your trend line. But it pulls back up and it hits the BBC and gives you a down close and you have the divergence, you can take the short trade. You don't have to wait for the trend line if you have those things in place. All right, it's when you have momentum like this and you don't pull all the way back to the BBC, then you need the trend line and you need that close below the trend line. Or if you have something like this where, well, it's not like that one. I'm looking for a spot where the cycle was the wrong color. But if the cycle's the wrong color on the pullback, then you need, like right in here, for instance. I'll draw this There's your trend line. Okay, now the cycle's the wrong color to take the up close right here. The cycle's red, so you're not going to take the up close off the BBC. You're going to wait for the up close above the trend line. So right there is the spot where you would get long on that instead of right here. Okay, you wait for that confirmation of continuation. Confirmation of continuation is the close above the trend line. You're still going to have that divergence down here, but the cycle doesn't have to be the right color. Okay, it's when the cycle's the wrong color that you need that confirmation. All right. Well, I've gone through a bunch here on the NQ. We didn't trade the NQ at all today, so I'll just minimize that. I didn't trade the ES at all today either, but I did point out some trades on the ES for you guys. Early on, there was one right here. At 1507, I said watch for that to get down to the weekly trading zone, which it did right here. There was another continuation trade right here. If I go back to those pictures, you'd see that it's exactly the same thing. And this is what I just explained about the cycle being the wrong color. You still have the divergence here. You need the continuation confirmation with the close below that trend line right there, okay, for the move down to the weekly trading zone. Now in here, there was an opportunity to get long in here that obviously didn't work out if you would have taken it right in here on this up close. It only gave maybe a point, and then it drew back. It would have stopped you out. All right, there's nothing here right now. All right, that was that. We did look at some trades on the euro this morning. Thanks, Frank. Frank pointed out the euro when it was coming together this morning. Right here we had a down close. Again, you needed the down close below the trend line because you had blue on the cycle. So you take the down close on the trend line, and that dropped down substantially. There was another opportunity right in here on the down close below the trend line. All right, another one right in here. And there was no close below the trend line over here. All right, it changed directions, moved up. If you'd have taken this right here on the up close above the trend line, you would have stopped out on that. All right. Again, this one right here, same thing. If you'd have taken that, my stop would have been a break even after about 4 ticks, but I didn't take any of those. Let's see, the natural gas. There was a natural gas report out this morning. I didn't take any of the trades here on natural gas. Right here was when the report came out at 10:30. Okay, and you can see it went a little bit crazy. But it's all the same stuff, guys, over and over and over and over and over again, regardless of which market you're looking at. I mean, we've just looked at everything from natural gas to the euro. We were looking at the yen a little bit this morning. The ES, the NQ, gold, crude oil, the Russell, soybeans. It doesn't matter what market you want to trade. There's a market for everyone. And you can trade things like the yen that run in the middle of the night. If I take this and I just clear everything off it and I change it to a 6J H3. And I'll blow it up a little bit for you. I don't know what this looked like last night, but I'm betting there was some movement in the pre-market and at night. Hang on, it's populating right now, hopefully. There we go. In the pre-market and at night. Let's see, right in here. What time is this? This was 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, but you can see there's a trend line, there's a down close, there's some opportunity in there. Here's a test of the BBC with a down close, but the cycle was red. You didn't get a down close below that. There was nothing there. Let's just see. 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, it was moving down. There was some opportunity in there. A little gap here where it opened back up. Bullish divergence and up close right here with blue. So right in there on that up close. Now this is the yen. It's 12.50 a tick. So from here to here is the equivalent of 2 points on the ES. Okay, from there to there. Over here it was the same stuff. Just 8 o'clock at night. You're looking for a break of that trend line right there. Now from here it was from right here up to here. That's 1.5 equivalent roughly on the ES. And for those of you who like to get up early in the morning, you can see right in here there was some nice movement. Okay. When Draghi was speaking. When was he speaking, Frank, exactly? Do you know? I mean, it got pretty choppy right in here. I think this is when he was speaking, wasn't it? I'm not sure what time he was speaking. But you can see there were more opportunities in here during the day as well, during our day as well. Yeah, I think right in here where it got choppy is where Draghi, the Greek Prime Minister was seeing, or whatever he is over there, whatever role he holds. I'm not sure what role it is, but where he was speaking. And that is pretty much it, guys, for the morning session. Again, it was our first down day since December 10th. I think November 15th was the one before that. So if you have one down day every month or so, month and a half or so, it's not too bad. If you have not taken a trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. In the free trial, you get access to our live trading room and everything you see here, all the charting platform, all the indicators. You get to sit in our live trading room with us and ask us questions and pick our brains. And you can even call us after hours if you want, and we'll get back to you and talk to you. You can also email us at support@cfrn.net. Or if you're having any charting problems, or if you just want to talk to one of our brokers, you can call Leslie or Bert at 866-928-3310. Again, that's 866-928-3310. They know all about this stuff, and they'll help you out. All right. That's it, guys. I think I'm going to wrap up the recording here. Wait, Alan had asked a question. If I choose to put my stop at break-even rather than take 5 or so ticks of profit when available, is this recommended to set the stop at break-even for a run? On markets like gold and the NASDAQ, crude oil, the markets that really, really run, soybeans too, when they really get moving, they really move in large chunks usually, 10, 15 ticks at a time. Sometimes even more than that. I don't have targets on them. I just have stops. I always have a stop, but I don't always have a target. All right, so I let price action determine when I'm going to get out of the trade by trailing my stop. So as soon as I can, I take my risk off the trade. It's usually after there's 4 or 5 ticks profit in the trade, I'll take my risk off the trade. And then if it's going to run, it'll just run, and I don't have any worry. Today when I was down toward the end of the day, if I wanted to take 5 or 6 ticks out of those last few trades, that probably would have got me back to break even in the morning session. It might have even got me into profitable position in the morning session. On the gold, for instance, the last few trades you guys saw me take in the live trading room, I went long right here, and it went up to here, and it came back and got me out at break even. There was 7 ticks, I think 7 or 8 ticks profit in that one at one point. I had counted it. I don't know if you guys remember. I said, now we have 7 ticks profit in the trade, and we're just waiting to see what it's going to do. And on the next one, it went about 5 ticks in our favor, and then it came back and got me out at break even. And, if I hadn't missed the trades that I missed, when it was really running over here, I know, Charles, I sound like I'm whining again. But when it was really running over here, if I hadn't missed all these trades, and there were a bunch of them, in here, any one of those trades would have put me way up on the morning. But as we say, I'm answering questions from 100 people, and emails and everything else, stuff that you guys wouldn't be doing. So if you were trading gold this morning, you should have been pretty green on the day, even with the crude oil. This morning when I was just getting back to break even on the crude, I think, Jason had been up 20 ticks, and he said he was going to stop. One of the guys in the live trading room was up 20 ticks, and he said he was going to stop. And then the next trade that I took on crude that got me up a little bit, he had taken too, and by that time I think he had let that one run, or he had gotten in one that I didn't get filled on, and he ended up 41 ticks on the crude. Where that was much better than I did this morning. But he was focused on the crude, focused on a single market and just trading that market. I say that about all these markets all the time. If you're focused on a single market or 2 markets, you should be doing much better than I do. I say that all the time. Okay. Yeah, Dwayne, that's getting some points back during the break. I was down 16 ticks, and I got I'm up plus 9 ticks right now. So I gained back quite a bit here during the break in these trades. This is exactly what I was looking for right here. I just needed another half an hour. I needed another half an hour in the live trading room, and I would have gotten it. Well, actually, it looks like I needed another 40 minutes or so in the live trading room, and we would have gotten it. but it is what it is. Can't do it in 2 hours every day, but most days we do. And I had said I was going to go through the number of trades that it took to get to 2 points. I'll go through that quickly right here. Okay. We only have that information back to whatever the date is on that. It's back about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trading days. Going back 10 trading days, it took us 3 trades in 32 minutes on the. I'll just start from the 10th day back. 3 trades in 32 minutes, 5 trades in 71 minutes, 3 trades in 42 minutes, 9 trades in 81 minutes, 3 trades in 20 minutes, 2 trades in 8 minutes, 2 trades in 4 minutes, 1 trade in 5 minutes, 12 trades in 155 minutes. That was 2 days ago. And yesterday was 1 trade in 23 minutes. And today, we didn't get it today. So I don't know how to record that. But we didn't get our 2 points today. That's what it took. Okay, I forgot who had asked that. John? Is that who had asked that? Yeah, John, you would ask that. That's the number of trades and the time that it took to get to 2 points. And it wasn't always just 2 points. On the first one it was 110, the second one was 145, the third one it was 115. Then the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were 2 points, and the last one was 120. So it was more than 2 points on half of them, and the rest of them were just 2 points. Okay, that is the information you were looking for. So far, not including today, up to yesterday. Well, I'll do today's too. Let me just get a calculator and I'll tell you what today was. 6. So far on the month of February, we are up $559 a contract. And I had done the commission too, but I don't see it here on this spreadsheet. But we're up $559 a contract for the month of February so far. And that's it. That's where we stand. Today is February 7th. Okay, and I think there was one day in there where we didn't do any trading. All right. So I am going to wrap up the recording here. If anybody has any questions, you can email us at support@cfrn.net. If you have questions about the charts or anything like that, round turns, any of that stuff, you can call 866-928-3310. If you're on the free trial and you want to get into the partners meeting tonight, see what I'm going to tell you about this Blackline thing, then you need to take advantage of the offer that was sent to you in your email. I believe you should have something in your email. If you don't, then just send us an email at support@cfrn.net, and we'll give you the information you need. All right? That's it.